man. 21 years. 21 years in a wheelchair. I was 19 whenever I had my accident. Fell 3 stories, landed on my head on bricks. It's funny because I think there was a story not too long ago about some people that jumped out of a burning building. I think they were 4 stories up, and they jumped out of a burning building and they landed on their feet. Of course, they broke their legs, but they didn't break their spine. They had bad injuries, very bad injuries, but they didn't break their spine. So they still, probably could walk afterwards. With some difficulty, but still probably be able to feel their legs. And so, if I had the choice to do it again, well, of course, I probably wouldn't do it. But then at the same time, if I did do it again, then I probably would have landed on my feet. I probably would have broke my legs. Whenever I landed, definitely I would have broke my legs whenever I landed. But it's just I really don't look on the past 21 years being in a wheelchair as a horrible thing. I met a lot of people in those 21 years that I never would have met. Of course, one really important one was my wife, and we've been married for 10 years, over 10 years, and I've seen a lot of really special things and done a lot of really wonderful things. Right now, I'm having a little bit of medical issues, but hopefully we can get that straightened around, and I can go on for another 10 or another 20 years. But then I also think about, well, if in 5 years or in 10 years, what's going to happen with that stem cell thing? The thing that kind of drives me crazy about the stem cell situation is because they do all these tests, and they're successful on rats and mice, but the crossover from the cure for mice to human beings is 95% failure rate. So it's kind of like whatever. I don't. It doesn't really mean anything to me. But anyway, so on my 21st anniversary of paralysis, then I thought I would do some Crescent Moon Side Raises, and what this does is it works a little bit on the arms, and it works a little bit on the shoulders, but it's mostly just toning and cardio stuff, getting the heart pumping. Had a whole lot of changes. The
card swallow it's going to be.
The bottom one is healing up a little bit. She said that she took measurements and the bottom one was a little bit smaller. It's healing a little bit.
Dr. Larson doesn't want to dive on this grenade?
No.
Nothing operative?
He's kind of, it sounded kind of hesitant. It sounded like he was kind of hesitant about it.
Yeah, we all are.
He said 85% failure rate.
Yeah.
So he's not positive about it.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in.
Come on, man, you're supposed to have all the answers.
This is a hard thing to deal with. Our whole objective was to try and do something non-operative to see if we could get this thing to decrease in size and scar down. And that went south.
Andy told you about, you know, what we kind of wanted to do as far as.
Continue with the wind back and.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that's.
So at a certain point, I agree with Dr. Morris. You've got tissue there that's covering the area for the most part, but it's draining now, exposed bursal space. At a certain point, though, I don't think you can reasonably stay on a wound vac for the rest of your life. You want to stick with the wound vac, though?
Well,
I mean, what about just packing and dry dressings and not having somebody and all that stuff?
Well, I'm thinking about, see, I was having a really difficult time with leaking. There was a lot of leakage problems.
Is that still going on?
Issues. Well, there was, but then now I think she found a nice dressing, but then not enough, and you know, so she found a happy medium, and so I'm not getting too much leakage, and that was the last time, and so I kind of want to go with that for about a month. Try that, you know, because
is this a packing or is this a wound vac or what is it?
it's a wound vac, but I mean, the wound vac is pretty much the same as a dry dressing because you would have to change.
Yeah,
You
carry
have to
around the
change it.
box, but whatever.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
doesn't
but
really-
I mean, it doesn't scare me anymore. Like at the beginning, I was like, please take help. But now we've been living with it for a while. But the only thing is that we were thinking moving towards letting it close and get a little rest. But we were
See
thinking.
what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody has a good answer for you.
Yeah,
You're aware of
because
that,
it's
right?
gonna be, there's gonna be this void and it's gonna fill up with liquid. So that's the only thing that
And it'll come out.
we're scared of it, but eventually, have a little rest.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Here's my take on it. I think you can do whatever you want. I think if Dr. Larson has a solution or any other soft tissue surgeon has a solution to this problem that is acceptable to you and you're ready to go in that direction, then that's something that's available to you. Currently, I see people who have these issues, but I primarily manage them from a osteomyelitis standpoint, deep infection. And people get these seromas after trauma where they'll have this collected seroma and occasionally crane those, do sclerosing agents trying to get them to seal down. And that's kind of where my perspective is. When it comes to management, the definitive management of these decubitus, which is, we're calling it a decubitus type ulcer, that falls pretty squarely in the realm. I'm not trying to dish on anybody, but we got him involved for a reason, Dr. Larson involved for a reason, and he's the expert in this. And so anything that I'm saying, I would defer to his recommendation. But I think he feels, to some extent, and I feel also that there are not a lot of great options.
Yeah.
And you really want to be all on board with what your next surgical option is, because as you start to go down that street, the potential for badness is there, the potential for failure is there, and we want to make sure that that's something that is necessary rather than an option.
One thing he said is, once you do this surgery, then there's no turning back. You know,
It's a one-way street, huh?
Yeah, there's no. What you got right there, right now, is better than what was going to be whenever I'm done with my surgery. So, take that with a grain of salt.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I think we're all in agreement on that. It's a tough spot to be in.
So,
The bottom hole.
the hope that like important with genetic growth. But do you want to stay with the wound vac or do you want to do just the stuff?
Or nothing, just put a
Or
dressing on
nothing.
top, And let it
until it
drain out into the
closes.
dressing and see if it will close, see if it will, maybe it
Yeah,
will.
it does. It does. If you don't put anything on it, it starts to show smaller and smaller and smaller. But then we're gonna have that void.
Which I think might be what you have.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I think you've been getting, top of the line wound care here for a long time, and that's the only reason that you've avoided a fulminant infection. Now, if you can get this thing to close from the outside in, that's ideal. That's what we've been shooting for the whole time. So the inside out, the whole time it goes from the margins and closes down as you can decompress it. I would pick one hole, maybe put a little wick in there, just a wick. You're not packing it, not filling it, just put a little wick in there, put a dressing on top of it, and let that try and just drain out and close from the edges. And if this were mine, that's what I would do, and just see if that works. But the issue is anytime it closes up, you can get a fluid accumulation followed by infection, and you've already experienced that. What I'd do if I were you, but nobody has any good answers, the expert, and we're all just trying to make up some good ideas for you.
Yeah, because what his recommendation was just to keep on doing that
Curettage.
like once a week and
Yeah,
see
try to get it
a
started.
couple more
Yeah.
months.
That's a very conservative and appropriate approach, and I completely agree with that, doing as little as possible to try and get this to let biology take its course and close this thing down. There's some little things that we can do like that to try and improve the scarring potential of that tissue, remove that superficial layer, and expose those layers that have a tendency to scar to each other. That's kind of all you got.
Yeah, I think that would be the better course, wait another couple of months and nothing, then just move to the close. What do you think?
So somebody doing that little curettage?
Yeah,
intervention?
Patty at the
Good.
cancer center.
Okay. I think that's our plan.
No, she was doing it once a week, and I think that maybe once every 2 weeks is better,
Be better.
because I think that it was too aggressive. I think that's what was causing I don't-
Increased range.
I think it was, because the void was getting larger, I think that's
Swollen.
what you said.
But we wanted to get,
Pissed off.
yeah, that's what we wanted to do, so
Inflammation.
that it gets together.
Yeah, but I mean the void inside the.
Yeah, I know, because she
Yeah.
moves around the walls, so that's what you wanna see swollen and glued together, right?
That's the theory. That's what we're shooting for.
But it's gonna turn out still easy.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What do you need for dressings? Did you bring anything?
Yeah, I have it.
You got the packet?
Yeah, ABD
Okay. Excellent.
double,
Just like ours.
yeah, just like yours.
All right. Hang in there. Is the camera
All right,
on?
buddy? Yeah. Thank you very much, man.
See ya.
Yes.
Come back and see me whenever you want to, number one. I do like the idea of being as cautious as possible, go as slow as you can, not jumping into anything big and aggressive.
I'm not a young whippersnapper, and so I kind of have to, I don't heal as quickly as I did.
Yeah,
So
it's a tough place.
I'm a little bit less. I'm a little bit more hesitant about jumping into surgery again.
So come see me whenever you want. I don't have a whole lot of great ideas at this point, but I can help you think through things and see if there's any other things to consider at this point.